Ruel looks like he tried to raid us, but Twitch was doing something weird. That is all right, Ruel.
Thank you for the thought.
Yeah, thanks for the thought and the intention. We've done that a couple times where we were like, we should raid someone, and then they don't show up on our list or whatever, and then someone points them out, and all that stuff. Have you not been able to play yet, Ruel? You've convinced us to buy this game.
So for Thursday we were trying to do Backshelf Thursday, where we play games we haven't played before or played only one time. So we bought this, played it, I loved it. I understand the hype now. I was very hesitant and skeptical when Andrew really wanted it, and then Ruel backed him up and said that it's a good game. We should get it. That's all Ruel had to say. It's like, okay, I'm convinced. But we played it only one time, and then we had all these other games we wanted to play, and we didn't get to play it again. So I was determined to play it again.
Yeah.
Since it's about tailoring and competitive tailoring and area control, Andrew's wearing a barong, traditional Filipino outfit. It's not a fully traditional outfit because he's also wearing like track pants under it, because we're still playing board games, so we have to be comfortable. But this is the barong he wore for our wedding, so
still going strong. I've worn it to many weddings, not just my own. But yeah, it's we are always looking for an excuse to break out the barong, and we haven't been able to this last year. So actually, no, we have one time. There was a
my cousin was having a Zoom, like not Zoom, but like online distance wedding. She got married right outside of Manila. So we dressed up for the wedding that was at like 11 p.m. our time. And then we sent pictures, and they're like, "Is Andrew wearing a barong in these pictures?" I was like, "Yes, we dressed up for the wedding."
I did see Legend of the DM said, "Guess what I had for dinner?" LOL. I'm guessing from the LOL that you might have had spam for dinner.
Or something with spam.
Yeah.
Confirm or deny.
Yeah, confirm or deny. Legend of the DM. I saw Pia eating something.
I was eating something at the start of the stream. I was finishing up these little like ice cream bar. They're like ice cream bars, but the cone material, the cone ingredient outside is like shaped like a fish, and then there's sweet bean inside and vanilla ice cream. We were trying to eat it before the stream, and then I realized that's a very it's a streamable snack because it doesn't make noise.
Yeah. And then Ruel says, by the way, if you saw Good Looking Kickstarter's video from last week, you'll see I wore my short sleeved barong. Oh man, we need to. I saw the first episode, and I need to go
check
back
out the next
and
one. Yeah, short sleeve barong. Andrew hasn't gotten one of those yet. He just has his wedding barong.
Yeah, just the fancy one.
But Andrew really likes to tell people when they're like, "Oh, that's an interesting shirt," and we'll explain it to them, and Andrew will be like, "I wore this to my wedding, to your wedding." He's like, so it's like,
not a faux pas if you're a guy.
Yes, but it is interesting to be like, I'm wearing a very significant outfit to your very significant event, but also it's a fun shirt to wear.
It is. Legends DM says, I had spam and eggs and rice for dinner.
Oh man, that's just so comforting. That's like a very comfort food. I think I had a really stressful day at work one time, and Andrew made like spam, eggs, and rice for me. It was a good move for like, I need comfort food, very fast comfort food.
You were complaining about your day, and I had it ready.
Once Andrew hears a certain threshold, of complaints hit, and Andrew starts heating up the oil, making the eggs.
Yeah. Ruel says barongs are the best, so much cooler temperature-wise than wearing a suit. Yes, they are. They're surprisingly comfortable. They look like they might be a little itchy or something, but mine's either just really good quality or whatever. It hasn't been too itchy, and yeah, the breathability. We actually had our wedding in January. So January in the Northwest, so being cool was not a priority, but, it worked out for us. We also packed the room with the the reception was at. So it was pretty warm in there, but once we went outside, it was kind of pretty cold.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because the we were my cousin, when he got married, his groomsmen also wore barong, and I think half of them didn't know what a barong was or had one. But then during the wedding, it was like very, very warm, and they were all like, "This, I get it," because they're like, because if we were wearing suits, like we would be dying. And I didn't fully like. Again, I don't wear suits, so I don't really know. But then we went to another wedding in the summer, and it was outside, and it's not always hot in the Pacific Northwest, so even just a little bit, people can't handle it. But like everyone was so warm and sweaty, and Andrew was wearing his barong, and he was
Feeling good.
light
good.
and breezy.
Brandon Jar asks how the root cookies end up tasting. They were very, very good. There's still a couple that are not eaten yet, but I ate the Vagabond, and it tasted great because I broke down. I was like, yeah, I'm eating these now. I gotta have at least one.
I have like another set of cookies that I baked, and I'm just curious about how good they are after like 2 days in a Ziploc bag, because maybe I would like to deliver them or mail them to people. And I hear that this recipe is very shelf stable. It's still tasty after being frozen. I haven't tasted the frozen ones yet, but the one that you had that was iced and then you ate like probably the day afterwards. It was pretty good.
It was still really good, yeah. But I like sugar cookies, so.
And I don't really, which is why it was like fine for me. But I made another set of cookies. There were cinnamon dolce cookies, and I didn't even ice any of them. The whole batch I just ate, and like
none of them made it to the icing step.
They're like these hex shapes, and they're like cinnamony, kind of molassesy, but not without the ginger flavor. And they didn't get to the icing level. I had some ideas for the hexagonal cookies, and never made it. Never.
Legends DM asked if we saw his picture of the Spam plush. Yes, we loved it.
Yeah, it's so awesome.
Yeah. And Eclectic Camel says hello. Hey, Eclectic Camel.
Hi.
And Legends DM says, Defoob and Colorfy told me to tell you hello because I told them I had to tell you what I ate.
That's awesome. Tell them hello back.
It's important.
I do really like knowing what people eat. Like whenever Ruel stream, they talk about stream snacks. I'm always really curious.
Yeah.
I just want to know.
It's just a good conversation, you know.
Even if it makes me hungry.
Ruel, where do Michelle and I place our order for the root cookie?
I'm still experimenting on the how long
the whole thing takes.
The whole thing takes. Because that's one of the things, like, especially with what they call, like, when you flood the cookies, it takes a while to let it cool enough to do the details. But then, so I was like, surely these cookies that are sitting out are not going to be tasty, because usually I think they should be back into, like, a sealed container. But they were fine after being iced and whatnot. But
yeah,
we'll get back to you.
We'll let you know in the future. Eclectic Camel says, dang, speak up and speak of Ruel and he appears. If you look in the mirror at midnight and say Ruel's name 3 times, he'll appear there. And then you can talk about snacks. He's just there to talk about snacks.
So it's not a scary thing?
No. Is Ruel scary?
No, but being in the mirror and like spinning around 3 times, or like that like what is it, urban myth or scary story, childhood scary story. It should be like stand in the mirror at midnight,
Bloody Mary
around. No, it would be like Benny the Bits Bear voice would like appear if it was the scary version.
Yeah.
Or not appear, but the voice would.
But Bloody Mary, I attest, was probably scary before she started doing that with the mirror thing. So if you're scary before you start showing up when people say your name 3 times, then you're gonna be scary when you show up. But if you're like a nice person who likes to talk about snacks,
I see.
Yeah, but it could be Benny the Bits Bear.
I definitely was very scared of that. I think someone told that to me as a kid, and I was like afraid to go to the bathroom for a really long time. I don't know if other people were that scared, but I'm easily frightened.
Yeah, I remember being pretty terrified of that urban legend too. I was like, I need to remember not to say this in the bathroom.
Remember not to accidentally say.
Eclectic Camel says they're West Coast. We got to get them to come down to LA. Yeah, we're all the way up here in Washington. We definitely want to go down to LA one of these times.
Yeah, board game TwitchCon. Yeah, whether or not a TwitchCon was gonna happen, Eclectic Camel, I feel like Ruel has talked about too many spots in Southern California food-wise.
Yeah.
That's the draw as well.
Yeah, we gotta get those pies from the
Book of Nerds is talking about.
Book of Nerds keeps talking about.
We gotta get these sandwiches from Roma's. I could even advertise these Southern California spots. I've never had it.
They sound good.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, we thought we would start a little late, but we actually started just on time. I was doing a avalanche awareness course that was on Zoom, sponsored by an organization in the Pacific Northwest, but anyone can really listen in, called Climbers of Color. And it was actually super informative. I know REI does these kind of awareness courses that they're like the step before you do like an avalanche safety training, a hands-on training, but it was really helpful. But I thought it would go longer than I was worried it would be cutting close to our stream, but it just finished, and now I'm very aware that I am the trigger for avalanches. But yeah, that's what we've been up to. I don't know what else other people are up to.
Anyone been playing games this week, or anyone playing a game tonight while we stream? Let us know. We'd love to hear what you're playing at home.
Something new you learned. Like for me, for avalanches, they were talking about these things called pinwheels, which kind of look like cinnamon rolls to me, but it's just a type of feature that you see the snow when it starts rolling, and it looks like a little pinwheel. It's supposed to be kind of it's enough for the snow to move, but it's warm enough where the snow can kind of snowball into this pinwheel or this cinnamon roll, which made me want cinnamon rolls. But that's the new thing I learned.
Yeah. That's great.
Also, has anyone played this game?
Who's played this game? This will be our second time. We played it a couple weeks back when we first got it, and really enjoyed it. And we've been wanting to get it to the stream ever since. But there's so many games to choose from all the time.
Well, I kind of debated with Andrew for a little while because this is a pricier game, and I was just like, well, what's different about it? And Shut Up and Sit Down had a very good video that kind of convinced me, but I think part of the thing is when you have a really big collection and you haven't played, not a majority, but a portion of it, it's what does this one bring? And I just really liked, you said that a really commonly used term for games these days is elegant, or but I feel like this one, well, not only the theme and the setting, but it's so streamlined. It makes a lot of sense as you're playing, which is hard to describe in a video, which is sometimes I think the hard thing about explaining Euros in a way that people get excited about who are not Euro gamers or gamers at all, because you can't describe
Reconnection successful. Yay! We're back.
yes.
Thank you, OBS Studio, for reconnecting us. Herbs Gambit, welcome to the stream.
Everyone is, by the way, so nice about technical glitches. I remember being very afraid that when you run into a problem, I'm like, everyone's gonna hate us. But it's like, it just happens. Or like, the mic is too hot and everyone's so nice to be like, hey, can you lower it a little bit? Or like, I can't hear you. It's like, oh, it's so like welcoming. But anyways, so Brain and Jar said that this is on their shelf of opportunity, and Eclectic Camel says that he played the original a long time ago, which I'm curious. I want to like look up the original now.
Yeah. Do you know if there's a lot of differences?
Is there anything open?
Hey, we're back.
We're just gonna start. Maybe Twitch is just trying to say, quit your chit chat, get to playing,
play the game.
Dress these bourgeoisie, the French elite. Should we go?
Yeah, let's do it. Do you want to start or?
Should you flip the camera?
Oh yeah, of course. We definitely want to have the.
Thanks, Ruel.
Thank you, Ruel. Yeah, we're definitely a yay for failing type of house.
Yay for failing.
Well, we do need to probably figure out how to. That has happened a few times now, and I wonder what the connection differences, difficulties are for that. But
I wonder too, because Ruel was saying that Twitch was glitching on him as well.
Oh,
sorry,
maybe internet. Sorry, I'm gonna adjust this because I just noticed part of my head's cut off. From the hill up there.
Part of your head's cut off?
Just like the French elite happened right after this party during the revolution.
Immediately after.
Yeah.
That's the tension I like to imagine in the game, where everyone's like having fun, and then there's all this like positioning and scrambling of how like they're going to like take down the elite. That's the drama that I'm
the narrative, yeah.
I think it's like kind of like an interesting, like it would be an interesting movie where like all these parties are happening. It's like all the problems are so petty. My dress doesn't fit. My suit is not the right color, and then everyone else is like situating to take them down.
Big Keep Wampum says, "Fail forward." Yes, very much so. Learn from what happened, and then
bring the guillotine.
Yeah.
Yes, brain in a jar.
We play the working class that is helping these elites right now. So we're just getting close to them to figure out how best to take them down.
Well, actually, that was one of the reasons when Andrew told me, he's like, it's a board game, and it's interesting because it's an example of, and you can just start your turn if you want, but I'm just gonna check one thing. It's interesting because Andrew sold me on the game when he said that it's area control, but it's not like warring, which I really like. That it's a very refreshing kind of take on like area control can really be anything, and it's fun to see people kind of reimagine that. But I was like, do we need like a fancy ballroom party? Like it wasn't anything I really like latched onto. But then Shut Up and Sit Down had pointed out they're like just a few years later there's like the revolution, so if you need that in your narrative, which I do.
it helped us.
We're very narratively driven here.
All right, I am going to
have you guys been reading Marx today without telling me? We keep womping.
I am going to...
Yeah, Herb's Gambit. The game looks so good. Love the art and love the look of the game. Yeah, I love like all the jewel tones. I love just like it's so detailed, and I don't know if you can see. It might not be very visible, but like these areas right here, which is where the not well the resources basically, but there's like the fabrics and like the lace and the like spools of thread. They are in drawers, which like this is just the type of stuff that kind of it's the kind of triggers that immersion piece. And it also like helps you orient, like, okay, where's the stuff? The stuff is in the drawers. Like, it's just kind of, that's the fun stuff. That's the playing with art part of board games, which is one part of board games, which I like.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get, let's see, I think I'm gonna go here and get 2 coins.
I started some first player
Do you
token
mind
here.
bringing the coins closer?
Yeah, let's put the coins between us. Yeah, it's super fancy game.
Fancy, which is why Andrew's wearing his fancy barong. And then you can go ahead, Andrew.
And you can see all the cool fireworks up here. Yeah. And one thing is this game looks good on camera, but it looks a lot better in person. So what we're doing is we're each playing our employees, and actually I could probably move this up a little bit so that you can see. We're each playing our employees, and they get some sort of bonus to each action, and then there's a number of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 actions that we're choosing from. So it's either, you know, get some resources, make a dress or a suit, hire an employee, fire an employee, pay for some decorations, or I think just grab first player token, which is the last one. All right, so it is my turn.
Yep.
What am I gonna do? What am I doing?
As Andrew thinks, I had the very funny experience of reading, or not reading, but my friend went to her parents' home and picked up a bunch of her old like school, like old school certificates and like awards, and like looked at her old middle school and high school like writing, and we were all just cracking up like looking at all the photos of it, because she is super into fashion. She works in the fashion industry, but she at one point in middle school or high school made like a portfolio where she was pretending to apply to Marc Jacobs, which is like a fashion brand, but like her commitment, like she was like, I felt like when I was making this portfolio, like I was going places. Like Marc Jacobs was gonna take me right out of like college. Which is, I mean, it's a good sign for like good teachers that are kind of like the immersion of like, hey, this is what you're interested in, like write about it and like pretend that you're applying for this job, and why do you like this outfit, and why do you think this trend is important. But we were laughing because it's like, I love when kids just like, they're not self-conscious and they just like go for it, you know?
So this is where the area control part of the game goes. Is I just made a suit for this gentleman here and branded it my...
No, you took my stuff.
I marked it with my brand, and so now my brand is represented in this hall, which will get me, if I win at the end of the game, and have the most suits or dresses in this hall, then I get the points for this hall. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different halls that we're kind of competing over to have the most clothes of ours represented.
Yep. And I just took a turn. I took the resources in this drawer. There was only one more left, so the prices of the fabric go down as you as there's fewer like fabrics in there. So this would cost me 0.
Big brand guy, huh? And then I'm gonna use my master tailor to hire another tailor. Who do I want?
Oh, Herb's Gambit. Yeah, I'll have my pinky very high when playing this game. Yeah, I feel you're right. I should be grabbing things like this. Big Heap Wampum, you know who I'm talking about, who made the Marc Jacobs portfolio. She also made these. It's actually really cool. She had a metals class in high school where they made rings, and like one of the rings she made, one of the pieces of jewelry, she named it Constant, and she was like saying how she's like most jewelry is made out of, or it's like circular and rectangular, and this one is abstract, and it's just like. What do you mean by that? She was like totally joking. She's like, I don't know what I was saying, but I took myself very seriously, which is very funny.
How do you have so many cards? You're only supposed to have 3 cards.
Oh, I am?
Yeah.
Oh, draw 3.
Cards.
Here, let's just do that. As if
Okay.
I just used all my. I was wondering. I was like, when does the deck build? Sorry, Andrew.
Yeah,
This is the one thing I have wrong. This is
the whole
starting
thing.
now. This is the forgiveness moment. Okay.
The forgiveness moment. We should have a little animation that comes up for the forgiveness moment. Funny way to say it.
So hold on. I got coins. That was this action that I did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot, Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
You get coins here, but you also get to do a move, right?
Yeah, you always do the action. That's just the bonus you get.
Andrew, can this be part of my forgiveness move?
Have you not been doing actions?
No, I've just been doing my card.
Should we just reset the whole board?
Dang it! No, I can do it. I can do it. It'll be very simple because I'll just be getting this stuff. Okay.
Okay.
Forgiveness moment is extended.
This is a big one. This is a big one.
She
has not been taking her actions. Doing her main actions. She's gonna do all in one at once.
I forget that. Yeah. So here's the thing. So each card has like or not all cards, but they have a bonus here. But I forget that these cards also actually do an action. Some of them can't do all the actions. And it's funny because I totally reviewed the rules before, but once chat's there, I just want to talk. So I'll just buy from here, Andrew, so that it doesn't throw off too much of what we did, because then it's full price the whole time. Because what I wanted to do is get materials. So that was 2, and then let's say for this one, I still bought more stuff. And that's pink, and I bought that
1.
This one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Forgiveness moment. We need to make a little animation for our forgiveness moment. Legends DM, welcome back. Hey, Kev Meeple. Time to make some clothes.
You guys didn't miss anything. I messed up the rules.
So Pia just took all of her actions at once there.
I forgot. Okay, so I'm gonna select.
The problem is it could have made things cheaper for me, but.
Oh shoot! Then let's restart.
No, it's
no. Let's restart.
No. We're good.
Okay, let's restart. Okay. The thing is, if we weren't on stream, would we restart?
Maybe, but we're good. We'll just move forward.
Okay. I don't like it. The forgiveness moment was too big of a forgiveness. So then I'm gonna go and pay, or
also, I'm not supposed to be able to see what your stuff is.
We are too close.
Yeah, it's hard to have secret information when the camera's
right here
set up like this.
I'm gonna go here.
Brain jar. The amount of games we restart when we mess up a rule, especially when it's early on. Yeah. We might.
I feel seen.
Yeah, we might have restarted if we weren't on stream, but we'll keep moving on.
And
if Pia wins, then we all know.
Hey. So this is 1, and then this is
Yeah, you get one of those.
Man, now I'm like, should I push us to restart? Because now my win will always be challenged.
No, it's okay. It's too much time to reset everything.
Okay.
All right, and I've got.
Yeah, there's a card drafting component to this, and an area control component, and.
I am going to hire again. For $2. Hiring this bad boy. Brandon Jar, yeah, I feel you. You can just put an asterisk on her win. Kev Meeple, you can frame this game board and hang it up as art. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh, for sure.
It's really, really nice looking game.
That's like some really fun and like unexpected color combinations, I feel like too, which I like. I don't know how to describe it, but when you see poor color combinations done, you're like, you just don't know. It's just like wrong, but you can't explain why. But this is very right in a lot of ways. Andrew, and then so that was all three, right?
I'm still going because I've bought two
You
cards.
okay.
Or hired two people. Not bought cards.
Hey, Book of Nerds.
Yeah, welcome. And Legends DM, what co-op game was that you played 6 times before you won your first game?
Book of Nerds. This is a game. Andrew and I actually were talking about games and like how you know when it's good and that risk, and it's like something that on paper when Andrew described it to me, it's like you make clothes, and like he said, area control, which I
Can
like.
you pass me the bag with the items in it?
I was just like it wasn't really connecting. And it took a few like shut up and sit downs review, and then
I'm gonna put this bag out here because it's very nice.
Oh yeah, and Ruel's suggestion to buy that convinced us. Okay, that's it, right?
Yeah, I've played all my cards,
Okay.
and we're at the end of the round. And so we earn our cash money. So it's $5 unless any of us had decorations or paid for some food.
So how do we get that income? Where does that income come from?
The bank.
Or but like where?
Oh, right
did we
here.
just learn?
Yeah.
Oh, we always get 5.
You start with 5, and then you get more if you
Got it. Okay.
if you're paying for the food, or you're helping make the food. And then no one bought the first player marker, so it stays here. And then we reset some of these things here. So do you want to fill that out? Yeah. Some new potential employees come to visit.
Yeah, so Big Heap Wampum. This you can like hire these employees, and certain employees can do different job tasks. But they don't get you points at the end, right? So they're kind of like
the employee. Some of them do. The later ones do. Griff Dog in the house.
Hey, Griff Dog.
This is Ian O'Toole art. Yes. The legend Ian O'Toole makes any game look beautiful. I don't know if I've ever seen a game he's made that I was like, oh, that's okay.
Can you tell me? So, and then we grab 3. So we grab.
All right. So you choose 3. So okay, right so now, you should have 2. Mm-hmm. And so you're gonna
take this.
And then your third one comes from.
You select.
Yeah, select. So this is the main mechanic in this is it's deck building, but instead of drawing a random hand of cards, you always choose your hand of card each time, which is super interesting.
And then it's your turn, right? Oh, we don't have the little person. That's the really like excessive like bust that comes with it. But yeah. It actually doesn't look as bad in person.
Yeah, the fireworks are super cool.
Oh yeah, for sure. It kind of reminds me of the fireworks display when at the end of Mulan where they fight on the rooftops. Because this is the like balcony area.
All right, I am playing my employee here, and I am making this dress. But so when you make a dress, you can choose to either rent it out so it goes into the halls and competes with the other dresses, or you can just sell it to someone, doesn't go out there, and you get the money for it. And so I'm gonna do that and make $28, $28. So I'm returning that, and I'm returning these. And gaining $28. I'm gonna just return these. I have a ton of money now. Rolling in the dough.
So this Andrew is this person, you can build something or you can make a thing for 1 less blue or pink, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Big Heap Wampum has a question.
We got a new follow.
Oh.
So here we do analog alerts. Wilhelm Wolf. This is Dr. Alan Grant. He comes up and he says, "Thank you for the follow. I was just working on digging up a Dilophosaurus, and I've got to get back to it, but just wanted to take a break and say thank you." So that is Dr. Alan Grant from Jurassic Park.
Thank you for
Real
the
toy
follow.
that I played with as a kid, and I still have.
Mm-hmm.
And Big Keep Wampum says, "How hard would you say this game is in comparison to other games?" It's definitely not the most complicated thing. The scoring at the end is a bit complicated. The turns are not super complicated.
Big Heap Wampum wants it to be compared to the games he likes.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think.
Which we know you, so.
Yeah, it's heavier than Chinatown or
Quacks
Quedlinburg, but not as heavy as Twilight Imperium. So that's a huge range.
That is not a very specific. But the thing is, I think you could totally get it. There's something about, and this is what people were saying, like, oh, it's a pretty steep price, and that was how I felt. Herb's Gambit and Kev Meeple. Like, I remember Andrew trying to convince me on this, and I wasn't super sure because of the price point. And then I played it, and it's like, man, if there was a way to know that it was this good, and then we didn't, like, we skipped out on, like, a couple, like, 4 other games and just got this, like, that would be great. I don't know what world or what timeline where we could somehow try a bunch of games, because there's not a big game library of used games that we can access very easily where we live. And we don't have a lot of people we know that are buying as many games as we are. So if we want to try something, we end up having to buy it, especially without any conventions happening right now. So it's just one of those things where I was like, I usually am just fine with a couple of games, and Andrew's the one with the like desire to get more games. I don't know, the thirst that cannot be quenched. But it's like so interesting how once I played it, I was like, man, this is really good. And I don't know how I would have known that unless I played it.
Yeah, Earth Game says, "I wish they had a non-deluxe version for sale that doesn't have any of the expansions."
Totally.
And yeah, definitely. I
was just checking to see what turn you were at.
Oh, is it my turn? Did you buy? Oh, you hired someone.
Yeah.
Got it. That makes sense.
But sorry, I interrupted you.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, I really do wish there was, like, for some of these games that just, like, do super well, I don't really know how this would work for them, but, like, a less deluxified version, because it's good for the board game, because as we were saying with Big Heap Wampum, like, it's a heavier game, but because the turns make sense when you're doing it, and, like, the turns support the action, it, in my mind, is gonna be it's not like a super accessible, super welcoming game in terms of how easy it is, quote unquote, but it does get you into kind of the heavier Euros. Like, I feel like if I played this sooner, I would have understood area control.
We got a new follow, sorry.
Oh.
From Time Roller. Welcome to the stream, Time Roller. I'm Andrew.
I'm Pia.
And this is Dr. Alan Grant. We do analog alerts here. And he comes up and he says, "Thank you, Time Roller. Thank you for the follow. I'm working on Dilophosaurus tonight. I'm going to be digging it up. And I'm going to go back and do that." That always makes me laugh. Anyways, thanks for the follow.
And thanks for joining us.
Thanks for
playing
joining us.
Rococo.
Yeah. And Griff Dog says, "I have a few of the other deluxe Lacerda games, and they keep the bank cards smoking." Very, very true. Griff Dog. I have 2. I jumped in on a Kickstarter last year with the Kanban, and also got Escape Plan with it. Which, yeah, those are 2 similarly expensive games, and we will play them one of these days. But this is the one we're digging into now.
Yeah. If anyone's played any Lacerda games, I'm wondering what your guys' favorites are, because we have some, and it's on our shelf of opportunity because it's unfortunately Andrew has to do the brunt of the game learning, and I'm not the best at learning games. So, but I hear that they're really fun, and we did play one. We did play what did we play with some friends? Lisboa, and it was definitely difficult, but I could see like the appeal to it.
Time Roller says On Mars and Gallerist. Kevin Meeple Lisboa. Brandon Jar, we love Lacerda. Our favorite is On Mars, but man, Kanban Eevee is so good. Oh, okay, or it was good. I added the so good. Probably because we bought it. Yeah, I know a lot of people love On Mars. I've heard it's his most complicated one, and so it's I have stayed away from it just because I heard it's more complicated than some of his others. So I want to start somewhere low. Oh, we got a raid in the house. Board Game Blitz. Thank you, Board Game Blitz. What up? I'm Andrew.
And I'm Pia.
We're Board Game Spam. And this is our raid idol who comes out and says, thanks for the raid! Yay!
No, and then we were saying that the raid idol tells you what we've been up to. So we've been playing this game. I've already messed up. Andrew has given me the proverbial forgiveness token redo. That was a little bit big.
It was a forgiveness moment.
A forgiveness moment is what I was calling it. We're wearing our fancy outfits. Andrew's wearing a traditional Filipino barong. This is the barong that he wore to our wedding because we are making fancy clothes in Rococo Deluxe. So thank you for the raid, Board Game Blitz.
Yeah, thank you, and welcome everyone. We play kind of medium in weight games, typically, usually heavy on the theme. Sometimes
theme,
Euro,
narrative.
sometimes
we're kind of all over the place
we're
too,
all
because
over
we're
the
just using the stream as an excuse to play more games, which it's been successful in that. We play games Mondays and Thursdays.
Yeah, at 8 p.m. typically. We have a baby, so sometimes it gets pushed to 8:20 or 8:10. Andrew's our model for the night. Yes.
Yeah, anytime someone's new, maybe I'll just make Andrew stand up and like spin around. Andrew, I have a question about what this turn. So I'm gonna play this card, and so I bought a piece of like a fabric. I put it here, and then I can still do this thing, which is build like create something.
Yeah, that's an addition.
So I'm gonna do for my additional turn. I'm gonna make this green dress, and I pay only the pink because I have this guy who.
Ambi said, oh, I thought she did. I never played Rococo. Yeah, this is our second time playing it. We just got it. Inspired by, well, I found it on my own and was pushing to get it, and then we were streaming.
And I said no.
Yeah, he was saying no.
This is always the back and forth between us.
And we were streaming it, and
we were streaming it?
No, we were streaming, and Ruel was in the stream, and so we were talking about possibly purchasing. I was trying to convince Pia, and Ruel also was helping me in my quest to get the purchase happen, and that's how it eventually happened.
Ruel just chimed in and said, "Get it," and Andrew said, "See, the chat is on board." So I just made this dress. I'm putting it in this kind of lavender room. Mm-hmm. So, my brand.
Do that, you need to play the gold.
Oh no!
Master Tailor. Yeah, you can do it in any of the.
Oh, okay, so I'm not doing the Master Tailor. So I return this 5, but my brand is in this room right here.
All right, I've got my Master Tailor. He's gonna go to the Indeed boards and hire someone here. Oh shoot! What are these? What does that action mean again? Oh, those are both firing actions.
Kumi, I was wondering if you had a chance to play And I'm trying to remember if you got Far Away. And if you've played it. That is my question.
Oops, sorry.
You done?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Okay, here's my move. I'm gonna go. Ah, I can't do that. Wait, no, yes I can. Okay, so I'm gonna play this. Can I double check to make sure that I'm doing this right? Master Tailor. I'm gonna make this outfit here.
Mm-hmm.
A pink and an orange and a lace.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to pay the cost of 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just making sure that no funny business is happening. And then this outfit is gonna
No more forgiveness moments.
No more forgiveness moments.
Only one forgiveness moment per night.
Here.
Nice.
Because I can go on the gold, right?
Yep. And you get the bonus there.
So the bonus is 5 coins.
$5.
So at this point, I'm doing, and this is what I thought would be really fun, or I like this game because we have some friends that really like area control, but they also like really unique narratives. They don't need it to be very warlike. I think they just like the edging out of area control. So we've only played this 2-player. I would love to see.
Yeah, I'd love to play this with more.
Mm-hmm.
I will be making this here for $3.
So my brand is all over this room. Andrew is sort of in this room. Maybe someone else will, like myself, will sneak in.
And that costs this and the lace. Where am I going tonight? I'm going up to the
Whoa!
here, and I'm getting
In the room with King Louis.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna grab that.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Oh, and then I get to. Oh wait, I get to fire someone, but I don't have any more cards left in my hand.
This employee of mine is going to run over to the corner store and buy this one for free. Thank you, and 2 points.
Legends DM asks if we're getting when we're gonna get a new 18xx game to the table.
No,
we have
Ambi.
Legends DM said it. Oh, Ambi said it before that.
No, he's responding to Ambi.
Yeah, I got it.
Andrew, do you want to talk about an 18xx game at all?
No, I'm good. We have never played one actually, so I
don't know what that means, so.
It's the deepest of cuts when it comes to train games.
Oh, I was gonna train games. I was gonna say, is there a deeper cut than Twilight Imperium? But
it is the train equivalent of Twilight Imperium. Yeah, and it's a whole series of games.
Well, here's the question, because Andrew's the biggest board game. I'm done too.
Yeah, okay. I'll start resetting then.
Andrew's the biggest board game person that I know, and I was curious if there was any, like, what is heavier than Twilight Imperium?
Like
I don't know, chat.
Rule complexity?
I don't know. Just like heavier. Like it could be, I don't know, lengthwise, complexity. I don't know. I was just curious because, again, I don't know anyone. This is like, stream is nice because I know other board game people now. It's not just you. Not just running through the Andrew filter of, board game news. But also these velvet pouches are
super nice. Very
luxurious. And more meeples the merrier. They were talking about components, and you'd think that a velvet bag would be unnecessary, but it definitely does add to the immersion. The theater of the mind, as Andrew likes to say.
Brandon Jar says High Frontier, yeah. Very.
What's that one?
It's you. Someone was streaming it the other day. It's the one with the it had that crazy board. It was like it's like a rocket science.
Oh
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brandon Jar, do you have that? Will you stream that? I'm curious.
Ambi says heavy is a weird term because the rules complexity like the strategic complexity. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to like define specifically.
Yeah, because I know Board Game Atlas, which is a different board game website that's not Board Game Geek. They break it down into rules complexity and rules heaviness, I think, and then decision heaviness, which I think are two distinct things, at least in my mind, in terms of the number of rules you have to keep track of versus how tough the strategic decisions are. So,
too?
And then the designer of High Frontier is a pretty bad person, just in general. If you want to know why, he's got a bunch of rants, pro-colonialism rants online that you can easily find. But he does have some interesting games. I don't know. We haven't played any games from him. The closest we've played is PAX Premier 2nd Edition, and that wasn't designed by him, but it's based off of a series that he made.
Oh, so. Do you mind passing the wine?
Oh, yeah.
We got this wine, or not this wine, but this wine. So now this is going to become part of the game now. Hopefully I don't pour any wine on the game. It's a little horse. It felt, there was a bunch of different animals. We were at one of the last trips. One of the last weddings we've been in, speaking of barongs and...
Last time I was wearing this.
was a wedding that we went to in San Francisco. And there was a bunch of different animals. And we picked the horse because it reminded us of the Riders of Rohan. Even though there was great other animals that we could have selected from. And I grabbed my next 3, Andrew.
Oh, nice. Griff Dog says, yes, High Frontier, the heavy carver live stream of that is about 12 to 13 hours.
Whoa!
Wow. And then Ambi says, the campaign for North Africa is pretty notoriously long. Yeah. I did, there's war games, I think, that are, much more complex than Twilight Imperium and longer.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think the 18XX games can be there. Not all of them, but some of them.
They can get there.
Mm-hmm. Brain Jar, we picked up the 3rd edition of High Frontier. Definitely looking forward to figuring it out. Yeah, it does. It's a game about, the science of space flight. It does seem like an interesting game. I don't know where the line is there when it comes to actively bad people who design games. And do you support them? And I'm not sure exactly where.
Yeah, it's
what the
something,
call is there.
It's something to think about,
it's
and
definitely
people are figuring out how they approach it.
Yeah, I think the whole industry is kind of figuring that out right now.
I think for me, maybe, because I don't know, Andrew and I were talking about, because I'm just like, I'm not good at strategy, and Andrew's like, no, you just don't like playing new games. Once you start playing games enough, like on repeat plays, you do better. Mm-hmm. And I think the longer games, I just think long-term planning is really tough for me. But I also find it super rewarding. So it's this balance of like, if I'm in the mood for like a long con, like a long, like something that I'm working on and scheming on for a couple of hours.
Yeah. And then we do math, which I love your name, by the way, is going to BGG Wait, which is Iffy, Mage Knight, Gaia Project, and Through the Ages, A New Story of Civilization are heavier. Yeah.
Funny story about Mage Knight. Do you remember?
Yeah. This is a good story. I had a good friend at the time, and we were.
He moved away. That's why he's saying at the time.
Yeah, at the time he moved away. Still friend. Just haven't seen him for a long time. But we were just getting into board gaming. We were playing like Dominion and a few games, and he was interested in solo gaming and really heard about Mage Knight. Thought it was cool sounding. And he said he got Mage Knight and he wanted to play it. And he was like, let's go to a board game store and play it. So that sounded really cool. So we got there, and someone there was super interested in the game as well. So he sat down at the table, and we're like, okay, like when we're gonna learn, you're gonna teach us the game or whatever. And he's like, okay. And so he opens the box and then opens the rule book. He's like, how to play Mage Knight. And starts reading the rulebook right then. Which anyone who knows Mage Knight, that is a. I mean, we were not that experienced in games at the time, but that was an intense game to try to learn. There, I think in the moment, I think in the like 2 or 3 hours we were there, we got through a turn before we went home. But I still laugh about that moment.
When I
saw
reference
him
it sometimes.
when I saw him opening the like taking the shrink wrap off parts of it and opening the rule book, I was like, oh no, I know how complicated this game is. Or I've heard how complicated this game is.
He doesn't know.
No, he doesn't know.
For those who watch the TV show Community, there's a joke that they have where Troy and Abed invite people over to like a dinner party, and they're like, we're gonna play a board game, and he like sits everyone down, Troy does, and he's like, we're gonna play Yahtzee, and he sits down, and he's like, now how to play Yahtzee. And that's like how I feel like that moment, and then this Mage Knight, like I'm just gonna start learning Mage Knight while the people who are expecting to play it are sitting in front of me. I think about that whenever I feel unprepared. How to play Mage Knight.
Yeah, if everyone if the expectation is clear that you're
all learning together,
I think it's fine. But I wouldn't try that with Mage Knight in general. So Ambi says, oh, and then there's the BGG weight. There's the literal weight, and the heaviest game in pounds is Arkwright and Meeple Reality with the Meeple Reality insert. I could believe that. Yeah.
Ambi, I like the layers of this question that you're taking it. I love it.
Oh yeah, Brain Jar said you refuse to pick it up unless you could find it used. Great call. That way you're not kind of supporting a bad guy, but you're still getting the game.
Yeah,
so,
that's a good perspective.
The secondhand market is a great place to get games. I know there's tons of. I used to do math trades before the pandemic, and hopefully will do soon enough. But we've got Tricky 20 in the house and the Moy. How's it going?
Silent hype train.
Yeah, silent hype train.
Was it something we said, Grip Dog?
I don't know. Twitch is having some struggles tonight. Sounds like our internet's really strong connection right now. I'm not sure what's going on, but we'll do a little research next time. Hopefully, we can keep this from happening. But thanks for staying around. Yeah, Kumi Spammy, come back. Can't blame it on me. No. Ruel, I think the last few things I want to comment on from the chat is Ruel was talking about playing Mage Knight solo, strictly solo. So, that is a good call. I'm not a huge solo gamer. I did end up trading it away. I did have it for a while, and then Kumi says, freaking love Community.
Yes, Kumi.
Yeah, and then Tricky 20 with the reference, Darkest Timeline. Yeah.
Is that when we cut out?
That's probably right when we cut out. This is the darkest timeline, he says.
The darkest timeline has really spotty internet connection.
Yeah. I'm still first then.
Yeah, it's your turn.
All right, let's go with
Community is a favorite rewatch of mine, and Tricky 20. We were watching it before everything. We gotta pick it up sometime. Your turn? Are your turns done?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, did you buy this something?
Or
did I mess up? Okay. I was like, did I just flat out forget this?
Is that the one you wanted?
Do you want to let Tricky and the Moy know what we're playing?
Oh yeah, Tricky and Moy. We are playing a game called Rococo Deluxe, which is the super nice board here. It makes it deluxe. There was an older version, but it's an area control game where we are tailors that are outfitting the French elite right before the French Revolution, and we're outfitting them in a big party, big ball.
The last ball of the century.
Yeah.
Or not century, the last ball of the year.
Last ball of the year.
Biggest party of the century.
And so it's area control because we're tailoring the clothes and then putting them into each of the halls, and so we want our brand represented in each hall the most, which scores us points. So cutthroat war game, but themed with clothing, which is awesome. It's not super cutthroat. 2 players is not as, but I could imagine it gets a lot tighter with more players in terms of the competition for each room.
I think the juxtaposition of like warring brands for brand recognition, I think that's hilarious. I think that's such a funny and unique type of thing.
Yeah. Brandon Jarvis is playing some Overboss in the background. Lurk. Yes.
Yeah, that's great.
We love it when people play have us on in the background while they play games.
We aspire to be people's background noise is what our goal is, our purpose of our stream.
Yeah. Also, let me know what you think of Overboss. I've heard some good things just in general. So.
Grab this and pay to. And then I just gain a resource, Andrew. Is that what it is? This thing here?
Ooh, Ruel asked a few people what their favorite game is recently. Ooh. We got Unmatched in the chat. We've got Cribbage. I definitely enjoy myself playing some Unmatched. I had to stop myself from buying expansion, so it's really easy to just try to get them all.
The Booker Nerds ask if they're officially influencers now. Booker Nerds, I don't know about you, but Lorena was plugging that app, Cribbage with Grandpa. Definitely got it. Definitely playing with a helpful grandpa. I'm not ready to play Cribbage with a grumpy grandpa yet, but I'm really liking it. I used to work at a hospital in inpatient rehab, patients with like neurological disorders or, stroke, amputations, spinal cord injuries. And one of the things that we would do is like activity tolerance or like endurance. And so one of the things was just trying to get some sort of game that they would play so that they would stand for a certain amount of time. And when you just stand and you're focusing on the pain or the how tired you are, you just don't stand for as long. So I played a lot of cribbage with people and I was so bad at it. And all my patients were so good and they tried to teach me, and I'm trying to play, but I'm also trying to take notes and actually do my job and not get fully drawn into the game. So I've always wanted to play or be good at cribbage. I think I only partially learned, or my attention was only partially there. But Andrew and I have talked about how we just want to learn cribbage just because it crosses so many generations and it's such a classic. Yeah, but I was reminded of cribbage because I don't work in inpatient rehab anymore. I work in a different setting, but those were my cribbage days, and I was real bad. If only I had that app during that time. I think they also liked teaching me too, because when you're in a vulnerable position, you had a stroke or you had an amputation, your life has changed a lot, and then it's an opportunity for you as the patient to teach someone who's helping you. It's kind of this weird role reversal where they're they're in a tough spot, but they get to be a teacher or a helper. And so it was actually kind of worked that they were helping me along in cribbage with my scoring.
Mm-hmm. Well, Book of Nerds is the best influencer. My favorite by far. A lot of good comments in chat right now. A little conversation going on. And then Griffdog, shout out to Obsession, looking for Flourish Deluxe Kickstarter, which is on Tuesday. Oh, interesting. I heard a lot of great things about Obsession. I know the Moy in chat was thinking about it, getting it anyways. That's exciting. And the Rallyman GT. Ruel, actually, I just saw a copy at a store that has an online store up here in the Northwest. I can send you the link if you're really that serious about it. Because I was considering it myself.
What does this mean?
Those are the decorations.
So they are just 1 point?
You get $1 per Rick decoration, I think.
That's weird. That seems odd. Oh, for every decoration that you have and you play?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a money generator.
What's up? Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to play this person and hire this person. This could only be hired by... Yep. And this goes in my card in my hand. And I'm done.
Ooh, is Rallyman on Board Game Arena? Did not know that. Rel, it's official, friends. Next TI game I play, I with Beginners, I get his support for the throne card plus 1 VP. Those are highly coveted cards. First time we played 4th edition, we were like throwing them around like they were candy, and then ever after that game, by the way, the support for the throne card is something you can give another player that guarantees if they attack you, then they lose it, but it's 1 point for them. In a game that's only going to 10 points, it's a huge portion of the game. So
yeah, highlight that message.
A lot of negotiation goes into getting those because you could be letting someone win, and they're challenging to secure for sure. Okay, you hired someone. I am going to also hire someone for Trace dollars. Hire this lady. It is your turn.
Ken Meeple, yeah, thanks. Great use of board games. You know, it's like, it's so, you tolerate so much when you're like, your mind is like captivated doing something. So, you know, people who are like, I don't want to walk, I don't want to stand, and then we're playing a game. Specifically either cribbage, or I taught a bunch of people Age of War. Age of War? War. I always call it the wrong thing. It's just the game that I played with my patients.
Age of War, yeah.
Age of
War.
War.
The Dr. Knizia.
Yeah, it was
It's just a tiny little box. It's very much similar to like Yahtzee, but little area control.
It's like very unassuming, and people who are like really kind of like, oh, modern board games, I don't know, or like games are for kids type of like patients, they ate their words and they stood for much longer than they said. They're like, we're like working on like folding clothes and doing all this stuff like for all the rehab like activities, and they're like complaining. They're like, I need to take a break. I'm feeling a lot of pain. But once we're playing a game, they were like, is it? And they're like sitting there thinking about their turns. I'm like, ooh, we're up for about 20 minutes now. Someone's not complaining. So I got this. I'm gonna, what's placing a tile on a decoration, and then what's the one that gets me money?
Either one of these. The kitchen, applying the food.
Okay.
So that is gonna give you $1 extra per clothing that you have.
Ooh, very nice. Okay, so that is my move for this person, and then I get a coin for that, right? Cool.
So I am also gonna put a decoration out on the board. Except it's gonna be here.
Yeah, Tricky20 said this is his favorite game, Age of War. That is right. That's a good game. It's funny because I played that so much at work, and then when we'd have cabin weekends, pre-COVID times, we'd play it sometimes, and I still wanted to play it. I ended up laminating the cards, Tricky, because I was like playing with it so much. Also because I felt like there was no way to like, there were so many people using it, and at the hospital you want to keep things clean.
And then I get, for my bonus action, I get that with a $5 discount. So that's 7. Also, so Age of War was a great one because we were at Powell's Books in Portland, and we saw it there, and I thought it looked interesting, and I saw there was a Fantasy Flight game, and I was really into Fantasy Flight at the moment, and I didn't,
for the RPGs, or for everything.
Just for their games, yeah, and so I was like, ooh, they have a small box game. It sounds great, and I really had to convince Pia to get it. It was definitely an impulse purchase. I was like, it's just $10, and we're talking about it.
Andrew typically has to convince me to get games because I'm like, we have games at home.
Yeah.
What's different about this?
But that is always the big impulse purchase success that led to a lot of maybe bad impulse purchases later, because we can always justify it because we're like, Age of War is like a great game. Everybody loves it. All our friends love it.
Yeah, so, I mean, it led to Tricky20's, it's Tricky20's favorite game. So.
Yeah. I think we were talking in Ruel's Discord the other day, or somewhere. We were chatting with some people about what was the game that you impulse purchased that influenced further impulse purchases that were maybe not as smart.
Ooh, yeah, I want to
so
know
I want
that.
to hear some of those in the chat.
Impulse purchases that led to other impulse purchases.
Yeah,
but it was a good impulse purchase.
It was a good initial impulse purchase that was like, oh, if any other impulse purchase is even half as good as that one, then it's gonna be a good idea.
Can it be non-board game things too? Because I would like to give an example that's a non-board game. Actually,
It sounds like you have something in mind. You can.
Actually, let's do our end turn scoring first.
Okay. So no one grab the second thing, and then you get
I get 6.
7.
7? Where's the 7?
5 plus 1, 2.
Oh, cool. Ooh, I like that. That's gonna feel so good later.
And then I get 9.
Oh yeah, Tricky 20. That'll be good for post-COVID too. That's right. Tricky 20. How's your computer feel? How do we look? Are we enormous compared to your phone? Please weigh in.
And then
Flourish is a new medium weight game from Starling Games. Card drafting, garden building game with some neat mechanisms. 1 to 4 players. Competitive and co-op. Kickstarter just started shipping. Ooh.
Oh dang.
Card drafting. I like that. Oh, sorry.
We should play a few card drafting games one of these nights. We have a few good ones. We got Griff Dog saying flirt. Yeah, you just said that.
Sorry, this is the hard part of I think streaming with 2 people. I feel like we just keep repeating the same.
It's because I'll be doing something I'm not listening to what she said. Ooh, we got hydrate. Ooh, we got 2 hydrates actually. Ruel did one 14 minutes ago. I missed.
Oh, Herbs Gambit. Thank you.
I passed me a wine bottle.
The writer of Rohan. Impulse neoprene playmats. When does it stop?
Yeah. Neoprene playmats are a deluxe upgrade that rarely like I rarely get sucked into it. It's because the storage for them is like really tough. Because there's the board game and then you have the neoprene playmat that rolls up, and I'm like, I don't have a place for it because we only have this one closet for all our games. Only one closet. Yeah, it doesn't fit nicely with the rest. So sometimes
it just
things come with
clutter.
them, but it becomes more clutter than anything. But yeah.
Yeah, very very true.
But they're super nice on the table, so I get it.
Mm-hmm. Also, speaking as a very messy components person, this is actually an interesting thing where Andrew and I were like doing some like videos because at first we're like maybe we want to YouTube like make YouTube things, but ultimately we just really like streaming because it means we get to play more board games. But Andrew did some video growing up in high school, like in art school and then in college and post college, and he is so organized with his files, which you need to be when you're video editing. I am so messy. And then in real life, though, I'm pretty clean compared to the 2 of us. I'm the more tidy person. But in terms of like components and board game components, I'm the messy one out of the 2 of us. So it's pretty funny. K-Pax, friend of the stream, provider of the stream lights. He is a very messy component person. I've seen him on Tabletop Simulator, and it is a mess over there.
Ambi's Welcome
And
back.
we're back. So sorry, everybody. I don't
Yeah.
know what's going on.
Not sure what's
But
happening.
it was fun to catch up on the chat while this was happening. But Ambi, so I wanted to hear the rest of Ambi's story.
Oh yeah, so they ended up getting the price over 100 for the free shipping, and then they ended up not getting Hop. Which was the reason they started in the first place. But definitely there's been a few times where people's like, can we get this recently it was, I think, Formosa Tea.
Oh yeah, Formosa Tea.
Which you were super excited about. I was like, well, yeah, I'll get that. And then I was like, well, I gotta get to the free shipping. And so I added a couple games. It's just like, how many games are that box when it came?
Yeah, the box came, and Andrew, I think the funny part is because we are both on paternity leave, I see the boxes that come in now.
Oh, you always see. I don't hide the boxes from you.
I don't know. I think I'm just like present and paying attention.
Oh, okay, got it.
Because I'm not like in the middle of working or whatever. But I'm like, what's in that box? And I recognize one of the games, and then the other ones were the get to free shipping orders. But I think the hard part is that, like I said, we don't know that many people that are buying as many games at the rate we are, and so we gotta try what we want to if we're curious about it. There was a while where we would go to like board game cafes, but it's a pretty far drive for us, so it's kind of like an event.
Yeah.
But,
for all y'all who's talking about Formosa Tea.
Sorry. I was trying to get out of the way.
Formosa Tea is, if you move this a little bit, there's our cat. You can't see it. It's set up on the table.
But
right
our
next
cat
to
is
us.
there.
Yeah, our cat's there.
Musashi.
It is set up right next to.
I can pet her. Wait, hold on. This is the. Is it your turn right now?
I think.
This is Musashi. She is our cat. We call her Moose. If any of you are familiar with PlayStation 1, she is named after Musashi, Brave Fencer Musashi, the PlayStation 1 game. Andrew told me this great story of the Japanese Ronin Musashi, who was, known in history for what? For
being a great samurai.
Yeah. And I was like, I like that story. And then Andrew was like, and it is a PlayStation 1 game that I really liked. But only after I agreed to the name. But Moose for short. Also, Book of Nerds, if you're still here, your cat is the best. I know that every time your cat appeared in your stream during TLN's 24-hour live stream, I was like, oh! Moose doesn't really go on this table, but she will walk around on our coffee table through for the Formosa tea leaves fields, which is the added difficulty for the game.
All right, I did my turn.
Okay, I'm going to make.
Herbs can't wait for the next club cardboard. Yes.
I'm glad you joined. It was a very experimental activity, so I'm glad that you liked it, Herbs Gambit. We had fun
Tricky
too.
20 says we gotta watch the samurai documentary. Yeah, he was just telling me about this documentary about samurai. Sounds super cool. Is that on Netflix? He said. Yeah, Broken Nerds. LOL comment is a little terror, but I love her. I kind of wish Musashi was a little bit more of a terror during our stream because it's definitely entertaining.
Very entertaining. I don't know what you think, Book of Nerds, but there's just a little bit of danger to the game. It's like, will Comet run across?
And Ambi says her husband's Taiwanese, and so they like trying Taiwanese games. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We are all about trying to play more games from China, designers in China. I mean, all over, but Europe is so represented. Yes, there's so many European games that are widely published. So whenever there's a published game from a designer I know we've got a few from a designing couple in Singapore, and then Taiwan, and then of course Japan has got some more. But
it's like something interesting, and it's there's just something unique about different people's perspectives in terms of like the game that. Okay, so I'm gonna do this is my turn. I'm going to play this character. I'm going to build. Okay, this is the part that's confusing. I'm gonna do the build action or and then I'm gonna do 2 blue, which is here. and then pay the 1. And then I'm going to put this outfit here. And, actually, no. I'm going to go here.
Ooh,
My brand is in this room.
No.
And then I'm going to do the second turn where I can create an outfit with 1 less pink. So I'm going to do that here.
Wait, hold up. Samurais? Yeah, samurai documentary.
Here.
Sounds super cool.
Yeah, I grew up with a lot of samurai movies, a lot of kung fu movies. My dad loved that stuff. And a lot of westerns. He loved those too.
You
So
get $2 for going.
I get $2.
That
Oh.
came from your own.
Yeah. Get the money. And then that is it. Right?
Ruel says, okay, friend, it's gonna log off the internet until midnight. WandaVision. Have a great night. Thanks, Ruel, for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
I am going to make. Oh, you did that one. How did you do that?
Runnerman, I have to wait until tomorrow night. Runnerman, are you talking about WandaVision?
Yeah, no spoilers in the chat, but I know there's quite a few WandaVision fans in the chat. We need to
Yes,
watch
let's
it
hope the Disney servers hold up. I am like, I was not super interested in WandaVision, and then literally I feel like it's the chat that makes me feel like I need to watch it. And I keep thinking, I'm like, oh, I'll just like watch it when I'm like feeding the baby. And then I keep thinking Andrew will probably want to watch it too. But there's too many people talking about it. I need to know.
All right, I am going to. Okay, can you hand me the rulebook real quick? I can't remember how firing works. I'm gonna fire some employees here. I gotta get rid of them.
Moy, they keep on them. The Rise of Nobunaga, Age of Samurai Battle. I posted the link of the trailer above. Do I have to yell "Sake" when I watch it? Can I yell it?
So I need the full rulebook.
Oh, I don't. Is that it over there?
Yep, I think so. Sorry, I've got to. Can't remember if when I fire people, if it's just anyone in my hand or if it's any one person. So I'll look this up real quick so that I'm not cheating.
Ooh, Tricky 20. I feel like maybe we should save the samurai movie for my family's finally coming up. They haven't met our kid yet, which is their first grandchild. But my dad is a frontline healthcare worker, and he just got his vaccine. And I think my mom technically eventually qualifies because she does the like reception work, and so I think they can get vaccine. So they are gonna come and visit. We always watch a bunch of things with them, so maybe they want to watch the samurai documentary. My dad would be very interested, I think.
Okay, so I figured it out. So the action on this card says I can fire anyone that is an employee. So I'm gonna fire someone.
I tried to learn from my mistake last time. I really tricked out my employee deck, and then I realized I spent so much money hiring them.
Could I have the bag that has all
yeah.
Sorry, you're holding all this stuff over there.
Yeah, we can put it over there if we need to. I spent so much time hiring all of these employees, and then they ended up not getting me any victory points. So I'm trying to run a trimmer ship.
And then I'm firing this person. Sorry, she fired someone else, and now she gets fired. So, And that gets me $7.
No. Okay.
Please, lady, fire some of my employees. And also, by the way, you're fired too.
Yeah, that's messed up,
It's kind
Andrew.
of
I'm gonna get this employee to run and get me some fabric. They're gonna get this one for the cost of 2. And then I'm going to get 2 coins. So for free. Done. Andrew?
All right. And you said you hired some employees?
No, I got some fabric and 2 coins. Yeah, I
am going to discard this and both of these. And $2.
Big Keep Wampum. How is the babka situation going? I would like to know. I was gonna bake something today, but I ended up I baked some cookies. That's all. That was the baking that was done today.
Oh, and then I get $1 for playing that.
I baked lactation cookies. But I think I overdid it on the brewer's yeast, which is a very interesting thing to add, and it ended up being a little bitter. But there's a lot of dark chocolate in them, so I think it balances out. And for my last turn, I'm going to hire somebody. So this one is for outfits. You get a victory point for every 3 outfits.
For every 3, yeah.
I'm gonna get that.
There you go.
And then I'm gonna use. Then it's my turn, right? Because you don't have any more.
I'm out.
I'm gonna use this person to get. Let's see. What do I need? What do I need? I'm gonna get this for 1 coin, and then right? Should I do that? No. Sorry. Undo real quick. I'm going to use this person to put my token, Andrew, for what is this?
That's you get $1 per decoration that you've sponsored.
Okay, I'm gonna do a decoration sponsor. Do I pay an amount for it?
Or yeah, whatever's on the thing. So
17 coins for a decoration?
For that decoration.
Whoa!
There's one over here for 8.
Okay, I'll do 8. That's expensive. I'm going to pay $8 to put some balloons over here.
No. No, you can do that action. It's not balloons. It's this guy right here. He's got a musician.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He's a musician. Whose is that? I think that might be yours.
Oh, that's mine. Sorry.
Your brand isn't on it. How are the people gonna know?
Yeah, it's a
That's
person
you.
with like a mandolin, you know.
Okay, sorry. Decoration just feels funny. Poppy Seed Babka is the best.
All right, take your income.
We are still in the planning stage. Grip Dog, Big Heap Wampum. They're currently in the process of. We had really good babka in Bellingham, and right in the middle of the babka story. I need to know where in Bellingham.
And we're back.
All right, Grip Dog. I feel like the internet is working against us, especially if there is a babka tale to be told. I need to tell you. I need to look it up as Andrew takes his turn, because this babka. You ready taking your first turn?
Oh, are we resetting the? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We have to reset it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The babka is, I believe it's called Red. Oh, Iron Rooster. I gotta look it up. It's a bakery. It's super tasty.
In Fairhaven, right?
In Fairhaven, right outside of Bellingham. It's super good. The croissant is super good too, but the babka I think is the shining star. We have a friend who's a chef, and she looked up this place. So when we were going to Bellingham in the before times, she was like, "I need to check out this bakery," and we were like, "Well, you vetted it, so probably gonna be good," and it was.
Berto Fresh in the house, and he subscribed.
Hey, Berto.
How's it going, Berto? So we do analog lyrics here, Berto, and we have the Monkey King. He comes out and he says, "Thank you for the subscription." Thank you, Berto. Thank you again. Thanks, Berto.
Thanks,
Berto, friend of the stream. We